morning, Year 9. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. Please can you write the date and title of sentence structures? So for your do now, I would like you to consider what are the three main types of sentence structure. So read the following sentences and try to work out what sentence type each is and how the sentences are different. So 1. He went to the club. 2. He went to the club and ate a sandwich there. And 3. Before going to the club, he showered and got dressed. So please take 5 minutes to make sure you've got the date and title written down and to have completed the do now. So these are your answers. He went to the club. That's a simple sentence. Then he went to the club and he ate a sandwich there. That's a compound sentence. And before going to the club, he showered and got dressed. That is a complex sentence. Varying your sentence structures will make your writing more interesting and appealing. So task 1. Write a short description of this fire. So you want to aim to write between 7 to 10 lines. So please pause the video for about 5 minutes or so to write your description. Task 2. Read through your work and answer the following. How many sentences have you written? How many start the same way? Have you used a variety of sentence types, so simple, compound and complex? Have you included some descriptive detail to your writing, so adjectives, adverbs and imagery? And finally, have you written any very short or one-word sentences for effect? So pause the video for 5 minutes to assess your writing. So task 3, starting with a verb. We are now going to work on improving your sentences through changing different aspects of them. First of all, you are going to practice starting with a verb. Example. The man was throwing water on the fire as he felt the heat grow steadily more intense. Throwing water on the fire, the man felt the heat grow steadily more intense. So in this example, you have put the verb throwing at the beginning of the sentence. Now it's your turn. Change the following sentences so they start with the verb. You may have to make a few additional tweaks or changes. The people were screaming with fear as they tried to escape the deadly flames. The firefighters worked desperately as they tried to contain the fire. So I've underlined the verb for you. What you need to do is put that verb at the start and rearrange the rest of the sentence accordingly. So please pause the video for 5 minutes or so to do this. Task 4. Starting with an adverb. As you may know, an adverb is a word that describes the verb. Change the following sentences so they start with the adverb. Example. The water came out of the hose forcefully. Forcefully, the water came out of the hose. So now it's your turn. Rewrite the sentences to start with an adverb, and I've underlined the adverb for you to make it a bit easier. The ambulance men hurried anxiously to the forest looking for bodies. The relatives looked on nervously at the wreckage. The children looked up at their parents' faces tearfully. Pause the video for 5 minutes to do that now. Task 5. Putting it all together. He looked at the forest. Add an adjective. So pause the video, try and add an adjective, a describing word. Okay, so he looked at the burning forest. Add an adverb, so a word that describes the verb looked. He looked at the burning forest fearfully. Now make it a compound sentence. He looked at the burning forest fearfully and thought about all the people trying to escape. Now make it a complex sentence by either rearranging the existing words or adding more detail. Looking fearfully at the burning forest, he thought about all the people trying to escape. Now you do the same with the sentence. The fire was raging. Add an adjective, add an adverb, make it a compound sentence, and make it a complex sentence. So pause the video for 5 minutes to do that now. Oh, and sorry, also start the sentence differently by rearranging the order of the words. Okay, so task 6 is about using very short or one-word sentences. Short sentences are incredibly powerful. The fire killed them all. It was over. Nobody survived. Varying your punctuation makes your writing more exciting. It was about to start all over again, ellipsis. He heard a noise. It was a survivor. Dash, an exclamation mark. What would he have done if his brother had been in there? Question mark. What I would like to do is read these 2 paragraphs and consider the effectiveness of varied punctuation and short sentences. So look at the first paragraph, consider how all the sentences are quite short and similar and there isn't varied punctuation, and then look at the second paragraph, and I would like you just to make a couple of notes in your book about how there's a different effect on the audience as a result of the more varied punctuation and the variety of sentence structures and lengths. So please pause the video for a couple of minutes to do that now. So I've got some notes for you to copy down. Top tips to improve your writing. Vary sentence openings. Vary sentence types. Add detail through descriptive details such as adverbs and adjectives and imagery. Use short sentences, on their own or interspersed with longer ones. Use a variety of punctuation, such as ellipses, dashes, exclamation marks, and question marks. Don't just use full stops and commas. They get very boring very quickly. So please could you write that down? Okay, so this is a final task. It's improving your work. Go back to the paragraph you wrote at the beginning of the lesson describing the fire. Think about how you can improve it using the following steps. 1. Rearranging the word order. Start with an adverb or a verb. 2. Adding more detail. Adjectives, adverbs, and imagery. 3. By using a variety of sentence types within your work. 4. By varying the way you start every sentence. And 5. By trying to write at least one very short or one-word sentence. Please pause the video for 15 minutes in order to do this. Okay, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. So our reflection today. To improve the quality of your writing and to keep your reader engaged, you need to vary your sentence structures, your sentence openers, and your vocabulary. So thank you very much for your hard work today. I hope you found it useful, and I will see you next time.